and today I'll be talking about Majora's Mask 4th Day Glitch. Now, the Majora's Mask 4th Day Glitch is not what you think it is, technically. What it is when you go up to the Astro Observatory on the final hours and look through the telescope, and right before the clock hits 0, you press B to go out of it, and the day will carry on as the first day. That's what happens when the moon crashes. You reset to the first day. So the clock tower music will be for the first day, and also any NPCs tied to schedules will be gone, including that pillar in the middle of South Clock Town. That will also be gone. The guards won't be. The guards won't be gone because they're not tied to a schedule. But there are also upsides and downsides to this glitch. And if you're thinking you can use it to just get heart pieces, well, you're technically right. You're also wrong unless you are quite prepared for it. Right, now the upsides to this glitch are quite simple, and it's right what it says. It essentially, while you with the name, it might make you think that you're just getting an extra day. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you won't even see a clock. So that means you've actually got an infinite day. An infinite first day. And if you look up, and if you're wondering where the moon has gone, look up at the sky and you might be able to see it, but it's really far away, so it can be difficult to see. But the moon isn't even a threat anymore. It won't even move. And it gives you and what I thought when I first performed the glitch was that it gave you a limited amount of time to do whatever you wanted. And that isn't the case, but we'll get back to that later. For now, the upsides are you have an infinite amount of time of exploring Termina, which could be good. Though if you want to do any of the dungeons, make sure to have your ocarina in one of your three camera C button slots. And make sure you do. More on that later. Yeah, if you want to do the dungeons, make sure to just use the Song of Soaring to the right house statue, and then just play the correct song, and you can get to the dungeon easily. Such as the Sonata of Awakening. Yeah. Don't really need to get into that. We go off topic already. Other upsides include. Other upsides include you could do a boss rush easily because you'd have a limited amount of time. You might even be able to do the Romani Ranch quest where you have to protect the ranch from the aliens, but I haven't tried that yet. And yet again, you probably want to buy a powder keg from the bomb shop before the moon crashes. Anyway, yes, because as it's the first day, it will never get mined. The boulder will never get mined. Anyway, and also if you want, you could even try and get Romani's mask. Though yet again, I haven't tried yet. I haven't really done a lot with the 4th day glitch yet. What you could also try and do. Back on the boss rush topic earlier, you could also think of good strategies to beat them, and then execute them in the 4th day glitch. If you ever want to get out the 4th day glitch, just play the Song of Time. And you can even play the song of backwards time, but it won't do anything. It would just say your notes echoed far, but nothing happened. The same will be happen with the song of double time. The only thing is, it can crash your game. As normally it would come up with your notes echoed far, but nothing happened. Now, even if you reform that glitch, it can still say that. But on the first time I attempted to do it, it just came up with a blank dialog box, and the game didn't crash. It just froze pretty much, even though Blink was still moving in his ocarina animation. It didn't crash. Now some people's game have crashed with this glitch. For example, someone tried to get into a swamp shop, and in Seven Swamp and their game crashed, for example. So it really depends, I guess. Yeah, I guess it really depends. Then also, I've never had it crash. I've only had it soft lock. Well, not really soft lock, but still. And yeah, just remember, just don't play the time songs, as it could risk your game either crashing or freezing, and that could be quite annoying. Especially if you're playing either without save states or in the original N64 version. If you're playing on the 3DS version, I don't have Majora's Mask 3D to test out if the glitch works. But if it does, it does. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's all for the upsides part. Now, the downsides to this glitch are, like I said before, the game crashing, the game freezing. There's also other things. This is why I said, if you want to use it to get heart pieces, just be very prepared, because in this glitch, you can't open the inventory menu at all. You can't open it at all. So that's why you always have to be prepared, and that's why you want to have a pad. That's why, for example, if you want to even try and do the alien quest of Romani Ranch, you would need a powder keg in your inventory before you perform the glitch. Because otherwise it will just sit there in your inventory and you won't be able to use it. Same thing goes if you want to get the Deku flower in Clocktown. If you don't have an empty inventory slot at all, if you get the Moonstair after you've performed the glitch and you don't have an empty C button slot, you won't be able to get the land title deed. It won't be possible. So unless you look at Skullkid through the telescope, then quickly run outside and grab the moon tier and run back in and put it in your inventory, you won't be able to use it. And that is the biggest downside to this glitch. You cannot open the inventory menu, so you cannot at all do anything if you haven't got the right items equipped. At all. And also, you can't do any shooting gallery minigames either, as both those NPCs are tied to a schedule, whatever you want to call it, because those shops open and close. So do all the do all the mini games in Clocktown, for example. I won't be able to do any of them at all because they all open and close. So they're all tied to a schedule. I don't know about the milk bar, as that technically doesn't have a schedule. It technically doesn't have a schedule. It's just you can't buy a drink from there, I think. I don't know if that's the case, though. Before 10 p.m. But also that means you won't be able to do the Cafe and Andrew quest because that is one of the most like time consuming. That's one of the most time consuming side quests in the game, and it requires you to get into this and it requires you to get into the stockpot in after it closes, unless you manage to get the room key. Then you don't have to do that. Yeah, so it will. I don't think you'll be able to do that. And no, you wouldn't at all because you can only get the Pentant of Memories on the second day, and the second day doesn't exist in the fourth day glitch. Only the first day. You cannot get into Cafe's little house or whatever you want to call it, the laundry pool, on the first day at all. You can only do it on the second day, and the postman is giving him mail. And that's the mail you put in the mailbox for him. So it doesn't even matter if you put that in or not. It won't do anything. Now, obviously, enemies will still be in Terminal Field. Yeah, yet again, if you have a powder keg, you will be able to get opponent, even though you. And if the ocarina is in one of your C button slots, then you'll just be able to call her normally. And if it's not, you're gonna have to go to Romani Ranch and go get her. And you could go through all of the dungeons and maybe think of boss strategies and pull them off. You have infinite time to do that. It's just you need to be in the dungeon first, as they require a lot of inventory swapping, especially the last dungeon. And 2, you would have to know exactly what you would need. For example, twin mold, you would need the giant's mask, maybe a bottle of Chateau Romani if you want, maybe a bottle of Chateau Romani. That'll give you infinite magic for the whole fight. It means you don't have to aimlessly shoot, or you could get out a boat, or you could bring a boat as well. For the Georg fight, all you need to do is bring the Zora mask. But we're getting off topic, yeah. And so what it is, in this glitch, you have to be a lot more prepared than you might have liked. Like a lot more prepared. And if you like thinking, this item probably would be better, and it's in your inventory. Either don't do the glitch until you've figured out exactly what you want in your inventory, as that's what you're gonna have. Or you could just see how you go with the items in your C slots already. And those are the downsides for the glitch. The downside being, since you can't open the pause menu, you have to be very prepared. Right, so this is the end. If you want to, you could subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm not forcing you to. If you subscribe and then you think you don't want to be subscribed anymore later, then you can always do that. I don't mind at all. Anyway, goodbye, and I'll see you again sometime.